This is gonna be another comfy, cozy work live stream where we'll be working on some character animation once again with this film noir detective character here. We were last we left off, we had still a lot of cleanup to do, so yeah, we're gonna continue doing that in this live stream. This, of course, is not a tutorial by any means. So if you want to have more step-by-step instruction of how to do animation, please check out our YouTube channel. There we have more organized tutorials, and this is just, yeah, I'll be working on it and you can ask me questions about art and animation, and we're having a comfy time together here. I already see there are a couple of people in the chat. Let me try something new. I have a little bit of a new streaming setup today. Once again, I felt like the last 3 weeks I changed my streaming setup completely 3 times. But, you know, hopefully this is gonna allow me to do some cool things with you guys in the future. So let me get this set up right now real quick. I just have to do a couple clicks so I can see your chats and show them on screen. That's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be really nice. Okay, so because now I can do this, I can send stuff to appear on screen. Hi, I'm the Spire. Hi, Pilkas. Yeah, nice to see you. Okay, so what were we doing last time? We have this film noir detective here, some good old frame-by-frame animation in Toon Boom Harmony. I'm gonna switch on the sound. It's German, but I'm gonna tell you what this guy says.
Oh, sag ich bin nicht da.
Tell her I'm not here is what he says. So it's like she's coming in. Tell her I'm not here. He's saying that to the bartender. Yeah, how is everybody doing today in the chat? Are you having a good day? How is the weather where you are in the world? I know we have people from all over the world. In Germany, it's a nice summer day once again. It's hotter and hotter these summers. Oh. Die A in Schweden. I think I know who this is. Says that she's vaccinated. That's great. I got my first shot. And it is a relief. Alright, so we have a couple layers to work with. We have this scribble layer here. The scribble layer here for the key poses, and a little bit more than key poses, like pulling down the hat. That was a really important motion for me to get right. So I already tried to do that. And then we had a more straight ahead pass for like this pulling down the hat, because that was a motion that I wanted to get to figure out first. And now I use those both layers for my cleanup. Yeah, and I need to find my way into this animation. What was I thinking? What was I thinking back then? We still have a couple of drawings to complete. Among them, the lowest drawing doesn't seem to be here. What did we do here? So this was the previous one. This was the... All right, yeah, so why not just hold it there a little longer. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Pilka says, I had a bunch of exams today. That sounds like exhausting and a lot of work, but well, now they're done, right? I hope you have a good feeling about them. Good morning, Dark Thoughts. Good evening, bye Puff. Night, nice to see you all. So, okay, so why not pull this one more down? So this is like the lowest point of the motion. I think, didn't we have the pencil set to 6? I think we did. Something like this. This is gonna be the peak then. The lowest point of the hat, and the rest stays the same more or less. Let's maybe put this one more here, so it works a little bit more like an ease. So let's see how that looks. We don't see that much because of all the layers going on in this same time. Yeah, let's make this a little bit softer and have this line closer for some ease. And then let's hope that this is looking a little smoother. Yeah. Can switch the arm back on. And I think with the arm, this should work. Oh, we already had a hat in this one. This is on the wrong layer. Or is it actually? Shouldn't we move the hat and everything to one layer above? I think that might be good. So it can cover up the face. You know what? Why not? Let's move the whole hat onto the layer above. Take this and put it here. Take all of this, put it here. Soda Pop says, please make more Open Toons tutorials. Yeah, I'm working on them, I swear, but somehow everything is taking a long time. But yeah, I haven't forgotten about it. I just started something about follow through and overlapping action. And I animated myself into a corner where I'm like, oh, I can't show this in a tutorial. I need to get this right when I'm doing a tutorial. Maybe we can get to that a little bit later in the stream. Because I realized how much of follow through. I'm now animating intuitively without really like thinking what the rules behind it are and how it's like a chain. And like the thing about follow through, if you do it in 3D, it's very, very logical. Like if you have like two elements chained together, you can just stack the keyframes and it can look very well, can look very good. But you know, for 2D animation, there are a little bit of different rules, and I have to figure them out again. Remind myself again what's the best way to do this. Oh, I copied it and I never pasted it because I was just babbling. There we go, hat. Putting it up here. And this one. Including this. Putting it there. Do you people have anything planned for the weekend? I hope that most of you don't have to work on the weekends. We have a couple of friends over now for like one of the first times in forever. So that's nice. That's something to look forward to. Hi there, amazing supercars. Nice to see you. Oh, Spain soccer. Okay. Yeah, I didn't pay attention after Germany lost. I'm not up to date on what's coming up. Cartoonox asked, when do you think a beginner is ready to make short films of 3 or 4 minutes? 3 or 4 minutes, that's already quite a number. I think it's always good to start thinking in that direction and planning in that direction. I think what you should figure out as early as possible, and this is not just something for beginners, you need to figure out what your actual animation speed is. So if you make a test animation in the style that you want the short film to be in, and you realize, okay, I have 5 seconds animated now, but I've worked on it for like a month, it's exaggerated, then you might have to reconsider. Like, the biggest problem with starting a big project is that you can get stuck in that big project. That you did the first minute and it took months, it took a lot of careful planning, took a lot of work, and you realize, oh, the other 2 minutes, that's gonna be a lot of work. So what I would recommend, not just to beginners, is to make animation tests, like little scenes from your film, from your universe, from the story that you want to tell. It doesn't need to be anything final, just, you know, maybe you have a cool idea what you want these characters to do, and you animate an animation test, 10 to 20 seconds, and record your time precisely, and then you know, pretty easy, how much you can animate in what time. Because it can be pretty disheartening to start a project of 3 minutes and not getting it done. Sometimes it's okay to stop a project because you've grown in the time and you realize, like, oh, I should have gone about this completely differently. You know, sometimes it can be okay to abandon a project, but to avoid that, really good testing, really good planning before you even start, knowing what to expect in terms of animation speed, and then sure, go for it. And yeah, get feedback from time to time from your fellow animators or from a mentor. That can really help to get a project done as a beginner. What else do we have? How can I use my legless character to entertain viewers? My point, how can I move it with only head, body, and hands? Well, I mean, legless character shouldn't be that much of a problem. If you think about it, like a lot of puppet stuff, they don't have legs, and you know, it's about what the puppets say and what the puppets do. That is the actual thing, you know. Maybe watch the Muppets. They very rarely show the legs in the Muppets because, you know, there's a guy having the hand in the puppet down there. Yeah, you can do good poses with just that, and you know, gestures. Like, it gets a little more difficult if they don't have hands, but as long as you have arms and eyes and, you know, facial expressions and body leaning with the body, you can tell so much by coming closer, being interested in something, or being pulled apart, being appalled from something, you know? Like, there's so much you can do without seeing the leg. That shouldn't be stopping you. Tim says, I just discovered animation for myself, but find myself stuck because I don't know which type of animation I want to get into, if that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I can understand getting stuck there. I can totally understand that. But the good news is, you do not have to choose. You can start with pretty much any type of animation you want to start with. And you can always switch if you're not happy with it. The important thing is that you start at all. And personally, I find 2D animation is a good place to start, because I feel like you have a very direct connection to the strokes, and if you already know how to draw, you know, that might be something that you feel at home with. But just start with stuff that you're interested in. So many really good questions in the chat. It's getting difficult to animate while talking about your stuff. Amazing supercars. Tell me, how can I increase my animation quality? Well, you know, that depends on what there is to increase. You can always draw more frames to be more, like, is it 2D or 3D animation? You know, obviously, if you still have lack in the basics, like if you feel like you still have difficulties with physics and like body mechanics stuff like that, or you feel like you're having a hard time creating weight, then it's a good point to start there, because that's one of the fundamentals, and you can practice this compared to other things in animation. You can practice physics relatively well. Because, you know, physics can be learned. You just have to look at heavy characters in films, heavy characters, heavy animals in nature documentaries and stuff like that, and, you know, this way learn about the physics side of things, if that is something that you would like to improve. Then, you know, acting, I feel like, is like something that can be infinitely improved. You can always study more about how humans move. Again, watch movies, write down notes, and look very closely at how that is done. There's an interesting question that I can actually show you right now. Hello, Kishore's Dream Station. Nice to see you. Pilkas asks, can you explain animating on twos? Yeah, I am right now animating on twos. If you... Let me see if I can show that to you a little bit better. Where is it? Here. There. Right now I am animating on twos. I have a project here that is, what is that even, 24 frames or 25 frames per second? But instead of animating, having a new drawing on every frame, I have a drawing on every other frame. And this way I only have to draw half the amount of frames, but my animation still looks relatively smooth. And yeah, you kind of only really have to animate on every single frame if you have a very fast motion, or you want to go for that ultra fluent kind of impression. Yeah, so that's that. Yes, Yaxart, animating on ones takes very long. Yeah, that's the reason why we lazy animators do that. Okay. Now, let's actually get some of these drawings done. I already started a bunch of them here earlier, but they still have elements missing. Like this one, there's pretty much everything is not drawn there yet. So I can see clearly that this is an ease frame. Let's see if we can see anything more about the next one. Or maybe let's go from the back. Let's copy those lines, use them here. All right. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, so the eyes are already going in that direction. We don't have the pupils here, but they're almost at where the green line is, so this is another ease. And that's good to know. I like that, opening eyes and then still having the pupil go a little bit to the right, like to the point where they're supposed to look. Because, you know, the eye, while it was closed, couldn't look precisely at where it wanted to look. It's only when you open it that the eye can lock onto the thing that it is supposed to see. Yeah, Mr. Creative, some animation takes 3s. Actually, in this project, we're also gonna do that. We have something on 3s and 4s too. But you know, that is the thing that's already pretty visible if you start doing that. Kayla, it's all I heard was lazy animators do that. No, I would say all 2D animators do it most of the time. Like, most of the time, animating on ones really doesn't bring you that much of a benefit. Sure, it makes it look a little smoother, but it is a lot more work, double the amount, so I don't know. You said lazy animators do that. Yeah, I might have said that. Well, you know, being lazy sometimes can be smart. it's sometimes the smarter way to work. And I mean, I'm always very impressed, like if I see old Disney films and oh my god, like in Snow White, how fluent the motions are there. It's because they worked on ones. You know, it's so amazing when you watch these old classics and you think about like they animated on ones on freaking paper without being able to really, like, they couldn't just hit play to see their animations, you know. They had to put them in a pencil test machine thingy. And you know, nowadays you can just always hit play, and now if your animation, if all that work is gonna be worth it. But you know, back then, you only realized if your work was worth it after you've already done a lot of it. Although I guess also a lot of it was left to the in-betweeners. So this is more like the breakdown, this is more like the middle of it. And this is the ease in from pulling up the shoulder. I should have shown the director my current work in progress. I still haven't done that. Hope he's gonna like the animation that he will get. Ah, interesting topic. Mr. Creative, nowadays everybody's doing 2D combined with 3D. Yeah. You can do amazing things with that, you know? You can use the advantages of both, you know? You can have the solid backgrounds and the solid camera motions and stuff like that from 3D, and the squash and stretchiness and wobbliness. You know, sometimes that's a good thing of 2D animation. Yeah, KLS says combining 2D and 3D seamlessly is going to be the future of animation. Yeah, I think so too. It's gonna be a future of animation, certainly. Like, I think we're gonna see more stuff like Klaus, that amazing Christmas film that had like 2D shading that was almost looking like a 3D film. I think we're gonna have more and more of these mixed aesthetics, and we already have a couple of them if you think about it. Personally, I like this development really much. You know, and it also has to do with work smarter. Use the technology that does the job the best. Okay, so let's have this here. Ah, Kaylouts says, look at behind the scenes from something like the Castlevania series. They use 3D to help with perspective and get insane 360-degree camera shots. Oh yeah. Thank you so very much. DR is calling it a day now. Yeah, have a nice evening too, and a nice weekend. It's really, I like that too, like just listening to some live streams while you work. Now, I mean, nowadays I'm always live streaming when I work, but it's It almost feels like a replacement for like a home office thing, that you have somebody working with you in the same room. I like to do that too. Thank you, Pratish. Kayla hopped in mid-sentence when I said lazy animators do that. Yeah. I'm really excited that there are so many different animation styles nowadays. Like, if you think about it, like, how the Lego movie or something, which has a very stop-motion-y, like, very unique feeling to it. I like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, which has a very cartoony, almost Muppet-like, feeling to it. And yeah, the other day I finally watched Isle of Dogs, the Wes Anderson stop-motion film, and it has such an amazing animation style, like using a little bit of this stop motion choppiness and linear motions to do some kind of jarring kind of motions, but they were all intentional. Really loved Isle of Dogs. I think I'm gonna do an analysis here for the channel. Upcoming movie Space Jam 2D and 3D. Like the other day I was thinking about Space Jam because I saw a YouTube ad for it. And I was like, as a kid, I loved the first Space Jam movie. Somehow I loved it. And I watched it again like a year ago or something, and quite frankly, it's horrible. It's like, I don't know, there's no real story, there's no real, like, the characters don't really, they aren't that fleshed out, they aren't that, I don't know, like, there's so much better Looney Tunes stuff out there where you have a lot more feelings, where you feel more with the characters, and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm a bit skeptical. Like, I think they could make an amazing Space Jam sequel, but I'm a little bit afraid that it's just gonna be repeating everything from Space Jam 1, which, you know, makes it more like oh my god, how cool, all these amazing characters are in there, but, you know, not that much more of a substance there. Oh, look at the collar moving up. We did that. Pretty nice. Yeah, Kayla, the characters aren't fleshed out. Well, I mean, the idea is that you're supposed to already know the characters. I think I mean it differently. Not like that you're getting to know the characters, it's just like that you feel that there is a deeper personality. Like, there was this Looney Tunes sitcom a while back, which kind of now the YouTube algorithm is now pushing clips from that Looney Tunes show into my YouTube watch list, and I really loved Daffy there. Like, he is an insane maniac. It's just delightful, and like you can always feel like you know how this character is immediately, and then they keep surprising you with how insane Daffy actually is. So there is a little bit of like something that draws you to the character, and like, oh, this is delightful and fun, and then they even top it off. And I wish they could pull that off in Space Jam too, but I don't know. Like, and Lola from Space Jam, everybody loved Lola, but she's just a stand-in. She doesn't have her own personality. She's just a hot bunny. And in the Looney Tunes show, she is also insane, and this stalker obsessed person, which in her own way is kind of tragic and delightful and fun. And has some more personality next to just being the hot girl that plays basketball. I don't know. But maybe I'm getting into territory now where like, maybe I should watch it again to actually know what I'm talking about. I kind of also have to animate the arm going up here. It already needs to be a little bit up. Have it more like this. Yeah, and then we can have a nice in between here. This is pretty much an everything in between. There we go. Did you watch Bombay Rose movie, which is available in Netflix? No, I didn't do that yet. Amazing traditional animated movie with beautiful love story. And on top, one of the top-rated Indian animated ones. Okay, yeah, I should check that out. Do you have any book suggestions to learn storyboard? Books to learn storyboard. I think one of the best ways to learn storyboard is to have a look, not at books, but at any storyboards that you can find from movies. I mean, there are books like Framed Ink, which have like some really interesting points about like perspective and framing your shots within and playing with light and stuff like this. There are books about shot sizes and, you know, film theory, stuff like that. Not that I could name any now. But I think I mostly learned through looking up animatics most of the time of my favorite Pixar films. Like, there was a time that when the newest Pixar movie was coming out, I was just looking at their at all the animatic clips and everything that I could find. and like really analyze it, really analyze what kind of shot sizes they are using and why. Scott has a suggestion. Directing the Story by Francis Glebus is a great read. It gives you insight into professional storytelling and storyboarding. I need to check that out myself then. I would say if you want to get really good at storyboarding, check out Prepare to Board. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check out these suggestions myself, because I do a lot of storyboards, but I'm really self-taught about this. Hmm. 1K plus, getting bored when I try to animate. Yeah, I mean, it is a very laborious process. There's no denying that. Some of the stuff Past Me was doing here I really don't like so much. Scott asks, Ferdinand, how are you doing today? I'm doing fine. I had wasted a lot of time getting my live stream set up today. Like, I wanted to stream like around 12 o'clock. I was like, I should start live streaming now. And then it took me like until recently to finally start live streaming. And those days are sometimes so frustrating. We're just setting up something and, you know, it has to be done. You have to work on this. But it can be frustrating if it doesn't have a result. But I mean, it does have a result. I'm live streaming now, so that's good. And I'm also getting some animation done. How are you doing today? Yeah, I think this is better. Scott and I were talking the other day on Skype. Is that okay to already talk a little bit about this? Like to... It's not like an official announcement, but Scott maybe wanted to stream some 3D animation here on the channel. And I think that's really exciting because I'm not the best to do 3D animation because I do it so rarely. I mean, I do it too, but I don't have that much experience in it as Scott does. And yeah, I'm really excited that he's going to show you guys some stuff in 3D. We still have to work out some logistics and stuff, but I think it's going to be quite fun. And yeah, then we not only have more 3D, not only more 2D and open toon stuff on the channel, but also a little bit more 3D animation. The unofficial official announcement here. Alright, good luck, Kalarts. Ah, very nice point by Kalarts. You could sit there all day learning about the types of shots, the types of boards, what the technical aspects are of boarding, but if you don't have a story worth telling, with characters not worth writing a story about, what is the point? That is a really important note. So yeah, that's a good focus to have, definitely. And you know, the other thing is you can always learn and improve the technical aspects of things. But if you have a great story, that will also read, like, even if your storyboard is not that great, if you have a great story, people won't care that the shots might not be framed perfectly, and you know, that you may be a beginner and have a little bit of a beginner style. Okay, so I'm gonna need a little bit of a break soon, but let's see what else is there in the chat. Okay, lad says everyone go learn some creative writing, dang it. Indeed, indeed. How to learn lip sync? Question by Vivek. Basically, there are a couple things you can learn about this. One thing that helped me, especially in 3D animation, was to separate passing through the open and close, and then the mouth shape. If you get the jaw right in 3D animation, that is already a really good start. And 2D animation is a little bit more complex, quote unquote, because you usually in 2D you try to take care of the white sounds and O sounds at the same time. But there are very handy charts that can help you. If you look up lip sync charts, you'll find the different letter and how they the different letters and with what mouth shape they correspond, and then you can. It's a little bit more complex than that, but that will already get you there a lot, to put the right mouth shapes on the right sound. Now, one thing that is important though is that sometimes mouth shapes can be blended together. If you have, like, especially a lot of vowels close together, they sometimes have the wrong mouth shape. Like, you can say an E and still have your mouth in the O position. If it's like close together, those letters, they will blend together. So you need to make sure that if you use a lip sync chart, that you're not doing everything very exaggerated and like go open and close and have those different mouth shapes in rapid succession. That can't be the goal, but also try to find moments where they just blur together, where they blend together. Alrighty. I just want to take a second to tell you guys about our Patreon, and specifically we have a group mentoring over there on Patreon. If you go check out patreon.com/animatorisland, in the Patreon mentoring tier, you can join a group call every month, bring what you're currently working on, and you will get feedback from me. I will draw over your drawings, give you advice on how to improve them. So this is our group mentoring offer on Patreon. If you want to know more about it, I'm gonna put it in the chat just a second so you can check that out. And yeah, it can also be like if you have a hard time finishing your project, like keeping yourself on a deadline, this will get you a deadline every single month, because every single month we have the group mentoring call and you have to present your newest work on progress there. So yeah, this is a workshop that can really help you to get your animation done. All right, I'm gonna be on a short break and I'll be back in 5 minutes, and we're gonna continue the animation of our film noir detective penguin here in just a couple minutes. All right, see you again soon. Right, and we are back in action. Let's see if there are any more comments before we jump into the cleanup stuff. All right. Oh yeah, there's the Anim Challenge on Facebook, and they have some awesome Pokemon rigs there this month. And yeah, the topic is Pokemon, of course. So if you feel like animating some Pokemons, check out the Anim Challenge Facebook group. They are like the 11-second club. They have one challenge every month, and you have like I think up to 10 seconds that you can fill with your beautiful animation there. maybe we even have time this month to do something live on stream. I think that would be nice. We'll see. Oh, we're already at the 100 messages in the Restream chat. That's usually something we reach at the end. So hey, it's pretty cool. You guys are very active in the chat. That's nice. That's awesome. All right, back to work here. Let's add some exposure. I think we have, like, the good news is we have almost all the frames we need except for lip sync. That's pretty good. So we're getting there, we're getting there. Let's maybe change this frame. Already have the shoulder up more. Which software are you using? Question by Stuffboy. I'm using Harmony today, Toon Boom Harmony. But what we are doing today is nothing that specialized that only Harmony could do this. You could easily animate frame by frame animation like this in OpenToons or Tahoma 2D or maybe even Krita. Yeah, pencil 5 or 6 I'm using right now. I hope this was right. I could just watch a previous live stream to see if my pencil size is consistent. But you know, it has a little bit of pressure sensitivity on it anyways, so there is some motion in these lines. You know what? Let's just copy this over. I know in the beginning we said we wanted to have like living lines, but you know, we shouldn't always. We always should focus on the parts that actually need to have more animation, and I think here, yeah, nice. I feel like I got a little bit rusty with the frame by frame animation. I've been doing rigged 2D animation for years, and this is now my first more complex it's not really a complex character. I can't even claim that. I really need to get back in the traditional animation frame by frame game. It's really crazy how you do get a little bit rusty about, you know, splitting up the elements in layers and being really smart about your workflow and stuff like that. I feel like I have to revive that a little bit. Mr. Creative asks, how to animate a swinging cape on air? Yeah, this goes very much into the tutorial that I'm working on. One tip that I can give you right now, it's gonna be a video coming out really soon. You know what? Why not do it real quick? So, if you have like a cape, swinging cape, let's first assume that there's no air, no wind, and we have like an ease, a motion that starts with an ease, gets faster, gets faster, faster, and then maybe gets slower again. All right, you know, some nice starting and stopping shape. All right, and then we have the cape here. And one thing I like to do is put that, distribute that into segments. Like have 1, 2, 3. This is a very long cape. 1, 2, 3 segments. And then you only animate these segments, segment by segment. Let's do the first one first. And it's always pointing back in the direction where it came from. Like this. Like, you know, you get this swoop up. Do you see this here? Until it's pointing straight in the direction where it came from. You see that? And as soon as it gets slower, it loses a little bit of the momentum. And although it still no, the thing is, the ball loses its momentum. The ball is slowing down, but the cape still has it. So what the cape does, it keeps continuing full speed in that direction. And this is when it swings over. This is called follow through. And it's much easier to animate that with just one segment like this. And then you basically, next up, you basically animate a pendulum until it comes to a stop. Yeah, let's do the very short version of that. See that? This is lagging behind this drag stuff by just pointing in the direction that you came from, and then it's turning into a pendulum. And, you know, the pendulum has an ease at the beginning of the motions, very close together spacings, and then larger spacings, and then getting slower. And when you're done with the first element, you're gonna look at the second one. And the second one, interestingly, see, they are still in place. They haven't realized that the motion is started yet. And when it starts, they start slow, pointing back in the direction that they came from. And, you know, it's basically swooping itself out of there. And this is also an interesting part. Now, this thing is going slower, but the second element is still pointing, just pointing in the direction it came from. Same when this flips over. This wants to go, the second segment would like to continue like this. It would like to keep going. It would like to keep this spacing going. But it can't. because it's attached down here. So the down part is attached here, but the up part is still pointing in the direction where it wanted to go. It wanted to continue up here. And, you know, same here. And then it flips over with a delay. Like this first element already flipped over. Now the second element is flipping over. There we go. It's still just following. Flipping over again. And now it's doing a pendulum. Maybe if you're doing a cape, like that's kind of already enough. Yeah, maybe if you're doing a cape, 2 elements might be sufficient. What do you think? This looks better than the example animation that I did the other day. I think I'm gonna keep this one. Yeah. So that's that. I hope I answered your question. That's how I would go about animating a cape. Yeah, Mr. Creative is animating a Superman, One Punch Man, flying without cape movement. Yeah. Yeah, superheroes need their cape. Or better not, how we learned from Edna Mode in The Incredibles. Alright, I switched everything off. Where's my penguin? Alright, we're getting close though. Let's go through the body layer and see where there are frames missing. Or elements missing still in frames. This looks pretty complete. Okay, here. Oh yeah, we wanted to do this hat movement bit by bit. There's a layer that I wanted to lock, because I don't want to click on it. Here. Scott says simplifying it and focusing on one part of the cape is definitely the best way to approach it. In 3D you would animate that one section, then copy and paste and offset to the other 2 sections. Yeah, that is the thing about 3D animation. You can just frickin' copy and paste the keyframes on it and it works. It's so, like, it blows my mind every time that works. You just copy them over. And for some reason, if you're like, I did that the other day, that I tried like to do the same except pendulum animation from 2D, and that doesn't work because the rotation angles are additive. So the first element will extra rotate the second element, and somehow that's difficult to do, at least for me in 2D animation. You can't just use the same spacing pattern, you also have to modify the spacing pattern on account of the other element dragging it with it. And that's why in 2D animation I go a little more into like an intuitive approach, and I had a really hard time to be like, how can I put this into a rule? Because in 3D the rule is so easy, you copy the keyframes, offset them, you're done. And in 2D you're still like, is it still pulling here? And then it needs to still point in that direction. I don't know. I don't know if there is like a rule that makes it a lot easier. Like I looked even in the Animator Survival Kit, it's more like a one after the other Like it doesn't go into that much detail into a reproducible thing that works every time. Ooh, this is also a nice question. I feel like I can animate already. I need a portfolio. What should I animate? What scenes or takes are good ideas to include in it? First, you should wonder yourself, oh my god, talking, difficult. You should think about where do you want to work? And what is important at this place where you would like to work? Because most studios have like their own kind of studio style. And you need to make sure that you do animations that they are actually looking for. There is a couple of basic things that you always need to hit, like you need to show them that you know how to animate weight, how to make your characters feel heavy or light, or you know, even if they carry something, can you make it so that it really feels like there's a weight to what they're carrying? That is something that a lot of animation supervisors might be looking for. But ideally you show this within your animation shots. Like you have work where you happen to have a heavier character, where you happen to have a character pushing something or holding something because that makes sense. Like an animation supervisor doesn't want to see your exercises necessarily. You know, if you're just going for your very first job, like an internship, junior position, something like that, then you sometimes can just put exercises there. But if it's like a super professional job that you want to apply for, then it should be something like an acting shot or something like or an action shot, if that is the kind of stuff that you're into. And this should casually show how good you are with weight and all this stuff. And yeah, if you're applying for a position where it's about acting and stuff like this, you need to make sure that you understand emotion and acting and subtext. Like, can you communicate the stuff that the characters are not explicitly saying? Can you communicate that through their motions? So yeah, good acting shot, a good acting and or action shot. And if you're really good at animation, all you need is 2 or 3 shots. If in these 3 or 2 shots you do really good animation, then that is enough for a demo reel. You don't need to include every single bouncing ball exercise you've done. So yeah, that's kind of what I would say about portfolio. And you know, if you have a lot of animations, then just see what place you are applying for, what they're looking for, and tailor your animation reel to meet their expectations. Yeah, Merdad, I started a live. It's amazing that you're here. So I don't know, RO videos, did that answer it? Hello, Shazat. Which software are you using? Oh no, I already answered that. We're working in Harmony. DC Flash animation asks, you know how the speed lines are made? Like speed lines in a specific series? Because I'm not familiar with the DC serious. Okay, let's have those lines where they were. I think this works. It doesn't soften as much as I would like it in the end, but I guess it's okay. I'm animating this with far too many frames anyway. The director, I think, wants to have more like a snappy animation style. But it is what it is right now. Where's my chat here? Ah, thank you very much, RO Videos. Yeah, I try to have it useful. So yeah, if anyone has any questions or topic ideas, please let me know in the chat. I always like to, you know, make my content depending on what you people want to see. Will you explain about the charts? The timing charts is what you mean, and their usage in the future. I do that a little bit in the spacing video in the 2D animation class. Like, I don't really explain it in the sense that I'm like, okay, this is a timing chart and this and that, but I always show like my spacing patterns on there. And you know, for the penguin, I was using the same kind of timing chart all the time. Here, I have, this is the keyframe that you start with, position 1, this is position 2. I have a breakdown exactly in the middle to make clear if there's like an arc, you know. Then with the breakdown, I can make sure that the arc is going up. And then I do my timing like either like this, like I have two drawings that are very close to each other, then one is further apart, then one is also further apart, and the next one is very close together. Or I do this halving third method where, you know, the first and the second drawings are very close together, the second and the third are a little bit more apart, and then it's a lot apart, and then it gets closer and closer together again. And this is how you read timing charts. And I haven't done the timing charts for these animations because I was doing the same pattern over and over again. You can see that here's where the motion starts, and the next one, the green one, is the ease out. It's very close to the previous one. The next one is a little further apart and further. And now there's an ease again where they are very close together. Actually, I could nudge all of this a little more. You know, I could make this closer together. Yeah, wasn't I complaining that I didn't like the motion so much, that it wasn't soft enough for me? This will make it softer by putting the ease closer together. Of course, now I have to repair a lot of the lines. But see that? Because we're now closer to the green lines, to the end of the motion, this is gonna feel softer. This is gonna feel a lot softer. So yeah, this was kind of the timing chart that I had in my head the whole time for this animation. make more videos about effects like water, fire, air, blast. Like in Legend of Korra. Yeah. I think you keep asking me that in the live stream. I have noted it. I have it on my list, I swear. You know what? One day we have to do like at least live. I want to get this done, but if I have a live stream where I don't have as tight of a deadline, we can really just do it live on stream. Because it might take me a while to do an actual tutorial, because if I do a tutorial, I always want to be very thorough, and I want to make sure that what I'm telling you about is 100% to the best of my abilities correct. So what's the reason to put the timing charts on paper, as we know about the spacing in our mind? Well, as you saw, I didn't do the spacing so well in this animation, and maybe if I had a layer for it and I would remind myself, you know, and be like, okay, I'm now in this drawing, am I really doing that? Then I probably would have already animated this a little softer. And the biggest reason is because of overlaps. Now, with this character, you don't see a lot of arms and legs separately, but if you see a lot of the arms, a lot of the legs, then it might make sense to be like, okay, the head has like a head turn. Like, some people like to do it just next to each other. Like, okay, let's say the body is moving forward. Like, this is maybe the body. Then the head starts moving forward and really has its own bow motion, like here. And then you make your own timing chart for the head. And then you know, like, okay, this is on frame 15. Then this is 17. This is 19. And then you know that, okay, this motion starts at 19. This is 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Then you know the head motion is done at 27. You know, and it's easier to keep all those offsets in mind. And you know, you basically have to like, let's see, this 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. So if you're drawing frame 23, you can easily look at, okay, 23, the body is already in the held position, while the head is at its fastest moment in the animation, like has the biggest spacing. And this way it's much easier to do your animation. Does that make sense? I have to train myself more to actually use it. I usually cheat with like very good planning, quote unquote, like my like this frame 23 would be something that I would already have very carefully planned in my blocking, and that can help you to actually do stuff like this without a timing chart. But it's better practice to use them, especially if you see a lot of your character. And you know, it makes the work a little more mindless because you have outsourced it. You don't have to keep it in your head, you have it on paper. And maybe I should do that for the live streams too, because I constantly have to find myself back into the motion. So yeah, not necessarily every live stream is the best workflow example, I'm afraid. I feel like my mic peaks sometimes. I'm sorry if I have like a couple mic peaks. I wonder if that is better now. Test. 1, 2, 3. I also don't want to be too quiet, but I guess you guys tell me if something's really off. Yeah, Mr. Creative. Effects is the hardest and unknown trick in animation. Yeah, and it sometimes very much gets overlooked. I'm surprised though that I once was hired to do 2D liquid animation, blood splatters, in a live action movie, and it was then composited in a VFX pipeline to look like real blood in the film. I was so surprised that they weren't using simulated blood, and they explained to me that, you know, if you want the blood to splatter exactly the way that you want it to be, it's actually quite difficult to get a simulation to do that. So they sometimes hire 2D animators to do effect animation, and you don't see that it is 2D animation. You would think it's 3D VFX animation. It looks like it's real. Just very good compositing work. And I had to animate on once for that. That was a very laborious one. Ah, thank you, RO Videos. Can I ask another question? Yes, sure. Ask away. I'll try to work a little more alongside though, because I want to get this done. But I also love talking to you guys. Ah, okay. Now, let's do it the proper way here. We have we have 158. Why is this not on an uneven number? See, I should plan my stuff more. Alright, let's make a timing chart layer here. Timing chart. Alrighty. So this arm motion at 56, 57. This arm motion is starting its ease frame on 57. And we have the end frame of the arm motion already here at 63. All right. Which in this case we do not have. Do we have a breakdown? So this is 57. This is 59. 59 can be in the middle. And then 61 is the ease. All right. Okay, now we know what has to happen exactly on every single frame. And this is a great thing. Now we could even go to something like frame 59, and we would know, like, okay, it's supposed to be in the middle. It's supposed to be the breakdown. Be like, put it exactly in the middle, and it would be exactly what we needed here. And here is the ease frame. So for the ease frame, we know we have to be very close on the green line to have a very soft end of the motion. And of course, this is true for all the other lines as well. Here we have an ease frame, very close to the end shape that it will have. Here we have the middle frame. And here we have the ease out. That should be very close to the red line. Yeah, and there we have our animation according to the timing chart. All right, and one more thing, I have to mention it again. Of course, you can support us now on Patreon, and that money goes directly into buying me time to work more on Animator Island, create more tutorials, invest into more cool tools that allow me to do better videos. I also want to get a Maya license eventually. That's also going to cost some money, so we're going to do more 3D animation. But of course, we're going to do the OpenToon stuff first. I want to have a complete 2D animation course, and by supporting me on Patreon, you can help me to make that happen. And one of the cool things we have on Patreon, of course, is the group mentoring call. If you join Patreon in the group mentoring tier, you can join a group call every month where you can bring the animation or character design or story, animatic, blocking, demo reel, whatever you're currently working on, show it to the group. You will get input from a professional mentor like me or somebody else. You know, as the Patreon grows, we can probably also hire other experts to help you guys. Yeah, so that is the group mentoring on Patreon. If that interests you, please check it out on patreon.com/animatorisland. And I'm also posting the link in the chat where you can read a little bit more about that. So all you have to do is to click on that. Oh, that was the second part of the question. Where is it? Merdad says, I have... Oh, come on. Merdad says, I have a problem in drawing charts, for instance. I have a sheep turning its head in 20 frames and it eases at the end. But drawing this chart is too hard. For 20 frames? Because when I get to the end, it gets ultra compressed on the chart. I cannot see what's going on there. 20 frames. But on twos, right? You're animating on twos. So... so this is 2 drawings. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Personally, I like to nudge the last frames to be very close. Yeah, and you're right. If it's just a little head turn, like from here to here, then it can be hard to see. This should still be doable, though. One thing that I can recommend, like if it's getting really too close for you to draw another ease frame, just draw it again on top of it. What I would do is just go to the next frame and then draw it almost completely on top of it. Like this. And that will be enough. And if you want to make it even softer, you can add an extra frame where you really just draw on top of the line that you already have. In 2D animation, this will, like, your line will always wobble a bit, and the brain will view that as an ease. Like, if you want to have really soft ends at the end of your motion, just draw the last frame again. It will feel really soft and nice, although you didn't really actually change the spacing. So maybe that would help you in that case. I don't know. Where did I draw this? I drew it here. On once. Merdat asks, is there any way to show you my exercises? Yeah, well, one of the ways is to join on Patreon for the group mentoring call, or you can also buy individual mentoring sessions with me, where you can there are different models. There are mentoring sessions where you can talk with me for an hour. There are also mentoring sessions where you just send me your animation and I record a 15-minute helper video where I draw over your work and help you to make it better. And you can find more about the different kinds of mentoring on this page that I'm about to put in the chat. All right. Yeah, if you're animating on once, just repeat the drawings. Just draw over it again. If that gets too close, do your best to be as close as possible. But animating on once, wow, that is a lot of work. The second problem is about understanding the difference between timing and spacing. Yeah, they can be very confusing. To me, I feel like it can help if like spacing is the big one. Spacing is the one that kind of also dictates the timing in a way. And I think the best way to learn spacing and timing, honestly, is just to do some loose straight ahead animation. Like do an animation where you start like moving a ball and you make it quicker and quicker, and then you make it slower again and faster, and you just try different motions, increasing and decreasing the spacings, and you know, they kind of connected. Like this has a big spacing and very little frames, only 3 frames, so the timing is very fast. This one, if we do like the opposite here, has spacings that are getting bigger and smaller, and because you have more frames, this heavily influences the timing to be slower. And you know, on a timeline, this animation would be like this, and this animation would be many more frames on the timeline. Like every new drawing nudges the timing. Every new drawing adds to the timing. And distance in the spacing adds to the distance, to the how much distance is being traveled between one frame. But yeah, it's very difficult to grasp that. Like, that's one of the things you really need to experience in exercises and work with. It's good that you're looking out for this. I think that is the first very good step in that direction, that you are aware of the problem, and if you experiment more with it, you will find the solution eventually. Like, something will make click in your head, and it's very hard to give that to you verbally. Like, you just think about it that way. Let's see what Scott is. Interesting. To help simplify the difference between timing and spacing, think of Usain Bolt breaking the world record for 100 meter. The other athletes also run 100 meter or whatever, but the world record holder's spacing was significantly different over that period of time. Nice. That's a really interesting analogy. Like, the timing is shorter and the spacing is larger. Right, okay, now we can look at this layer here. And we actually still have some animation work left to do here. Like, this is just a breakdown. So we are here at frame 37. All right. We still have some time to ease into. We have to do something with frame 39, 41, and 43 is the peak here. 43 is here, so (39) and 41 is here. All right, okay, that already helps us a lot. Let's have this arm coming in at 35. And maybe have it already move the shoulder. Oops. Let's have the fin come up here. There. Now, next one is 39. I know that 39 is somewhere in the middle because of the timing chart. And then we have the ease, which is almost there. A little bit of an overlap, like the tip. The tip is still coming to a stop there. Those drawings need to be significantly closer. To their lowest point here. Need to redraw that to be very close to here. Yeah, I think that's a nicer dip. Yeah. Now we really have that pull to the hat. That's really nice. Mr. Creative says, I suggest you watch Justice League World War II animation movie. You see a lot of 2D, 3D tricks in that movie. I'm gonna write that down. I think I already have a couple like that on my list though. League World War II for 2D and 3D tricks. Alright. Thank you for this suggestion. Merdad says, unfortunately I live in Iran and I cannot pay online for courses because of sanctions. Alright, in that case... just write me an email with a link to your animation. Here is my email. And just send me your animation, like a link to it, upload it to WeTransfer or Google or Dropbox or whatever, where I can download it from, and I can open it and I will send you a free 15-minute video critique back. Yeah, so yeah, if there's like ever anything that really keeps you from doing that, I know that also, unfortunately, there are a couple of people watching from countries where, you know, paying in US dollar and euro is very expensive. You know, if you have problems like that, just let me know. We can work something out. It might take a little bit longer to get back to you. You know, because I also have to earn my living by doing stuff that gets me money. But, you know, we can probably figure something out. And if not, we can always do stuff in the live stream. Yeah, anyways, I need another short break. I'll be back, and then we're gonna animate for another 20 minutes. I hope we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it done. But yeah, I need a quick break. I'll be back in a second. And let's continue with our animation. Now we left off with the fin animation here. Let's do an ease here. Kind of losing patience here a little bit. I think this could also look nice to just snap into that place. Let's see how that will look. Have it come up like this. Let's figure out the end position. Something like this. With an invisible line here. Or maybe not, maybe just close it off here. I think I like this with the fin being drawn a little bit closer to him. Yeah, why not? So this is the lowest point of the fin here. Maybe dips a little bit to the left. Why are you animating in Toon Boom? Isn't it easier to animate in TV Paint? Personally, I always preferred Toon Boom over TV Paint because that was the software that I learned with and got used to, and I only use TV Paints for some really specific, like if I want to have the cool brushes that TV Paint has, then I use TV Paint. But other than that, I like vector software. Because it allows you to select your strokes and nudge your strokes in a way that I like very much. I know that TV Paint has some similar functions, some similar kind of nudge features, but you know, if you use them too much, they make your line pixely and stuff like this. I prefer animating in a vector software, to be very honest. Daniel Hitchert says or asks, do you have any animation courses? Yes, I do. I have a 2D animation class, and that has a lot of free lessons that you can get started with, and some of the premium lessons are on Skillshare, but the 2D class already answers a lot of questions. Let me put that in the chat so you can find it. So yeah, you can find our 2D class under that link. And it starts at the really beginning with like timing and spacing and the basics and physics, animation physics. If you wanna know about animation physics, yeah. So please check that out if you want to have a more complete 2D animation class. Hello, SEB. Nice to see you. Scott asked, what's the deadline for this project again? Well, no super tight deadline. In general, this project has to be done like, I don't know, we kind of already did the quota we have to do for the September deadline. We have to hand in a prototype, and we kind of already, the director told me we already got everything done that he wanted to put in the prototype. So that's good, but yeah, the actual project is probably gonna take a couple years. So we're just going little deadline by little deadline. I tried to get a shot done every week, and that didn't work at all. I think this is the first shot that I get done in like from June still. This is still from my June quota. But yeah, both the director and I were slacking off a little bit, trying to get back on track here. Are there still some frames missing in the body? This is there, this is there. This is all there. Well, we could put some more effort into the head. And that's already gonna make it feel a lot more complete. If we have all the lines there. It's kind of fun to figure out how this head has to move. I like this 3D-ish nature of it. Yeah, Scott, yesterday. It has to be done till yesterday. Always. Not the best frame, but it's only seen for one frame, so... But can you teach something personally? I mean, like some real life classes, not just online. Yeah, I mean, as soon as this whole pandemic stuff is over, I hope to do more in-person classes. I do teach at German universities. But I mean, maybe one day we can really do something like a real life Animator Island animation workshop. I'd be up for that. I think that would be really fun. I also still want to explore if there are more possibilities, like to do something like an online festival or something like this. What the people did a while back from the Anim Challenge, they had like a 24 or 48-hour challenge, and they were live streaming the whole time. That was a really nice event, and had guests and something like this. I feel like there's still a lot that could be done in like an online conference. But to have actual meetings and workshops, that would also be amazing. Unfortunately, I don't think that most of my viewers are in Germany. But maybe, you know, even if festivals start again, I would like to contact festivals if I could do something like something there, if I could do workshops there. So maybe that is also a realistic option. Yeah, Scott, an animation boot camp. Yeah, I think something like this could be great. I also like how sometimes, you know, if an animator does like a Kickstarter campaign, sometimes they have like live streaming events, like a 24-hour animation class. But I'm like, whew, that sounds very exhausting. Like I make one long live stream where I teach you everything about animation that I know, and you know, demonstrate everything and something like that, like a class marathon or something like this. And one day I want to try something like that. Like maybe not 24 hours though. Ah, this just looks so much better with the hat completed. Yeah, we're getting there. No, let's see. Do we still have a bunch of stray lines that we need to get rid of? Need to be on the right layer for that. Here, here. It looks like there's an in-between missing here. So let's add that. Oh yeah, it's kinda an important in-between. We're missing the E's here. Let's see, there was something in the chat that I wanted to talk about. I've been trying to do anatomy studies, and I don't know why, but it feels like it's really hard constructing the rough sketch. It is really hard, especially in the beginning. Say YouTube videos telling me to draw the rib cage and pelvis or the line of action. You kind of also need to figure out the focus that works for you. Like for me, the rib cage is like my thing. Like if I do realistic drawings, like the rib cage is one of the first and most important elements that I put in. But you might be working differently. Like, you know, your orientation might be more the shoulder or like a line of action, whole body thing. Like line of action is super important, but I cannot first draw a line of action and then construct the stuff around it. That never works for me. I don't know why. Like I would much rather draw do my drawing several times and strengthen the line of action in the next drawing or something like this. But starting with the line of action has never worked for me. But I know people who like draw a line of action and then they build everything around it. So you also need to find a little, like it's good forcing yourself trying new strategies, but you will probably see that different things work differently might work better for you. Any tips? Try them, force yourself a little bit to do them. And yeah, not much more I can add to that. I got Stan Prokopenko's premium tutorial for anatomy. They really helped me. Proko's tutorials on anatomy. They have premium ones. They're not super cheap, but they are worth the money. Like his way of teaching really helped me. Alrighty. Oh, wrong pencil. So let's get this drawing done, and then we have all the drawings, I think. So if you guys have any more questions, ask them now in the chat, because the next round of question answering will be the last one for today. I'm doing far too many in-betweens for this character. Very close to the end. My drawings, my lines are getting very wonky. That's a sign that I'm getting tired. Yeah, this is gonna smooth it out. It's gonna be nice. And for the next penguin shot, I need to find a way to make it more snappy, more pose to pose. Because I think that's totally sufficient. For the animation style that we're doing here. Did I already say hi to Mason? I don't remember. Brain is turning to mush a little bit. Still kind of hot in my office from the day. Okay. This line is difficult. Fortunately, We are in vector and can nudge it a little bit till it meets my expectations. Right. Unfortunately, the director wasn't in the stream today. I'm really looking forward to hearing what he says about this shot. Yeah, next one will be animated a little more efficiently. It's kind of sad. I love frame-by-frame animation, and it really got a little bit rusty over the years of just doing puppet. But might that be it? Do we have everything? Oh, there was still a flicker. Here. Gotta fill that up. Simba test. This one was pretty efficient though. Well, that's the thing about animation. I feel like whenever you finish an animation, at least during my career, I always have the feeling like, oh, I could do it better. The next, like if I would do it again, I would do it differently. I feel like you really have the feeling of, at least that's how I experience it, that I'm still learning more and I'm learning with every shot. And to me this is a good thing. Like I would be worried if one day I'm like, oh, I feel like I did this one perfectly. I don't know a single thing that I would do differently or better next time. I think that would be a sad point for me, because if I feel like I think my animation is perfect, then I know that I must be overlooking something, because I don't think that perfect exists, or at least, you know, there's always a way to do something differently or to solve something differently. So the moment where I think like, oh, I did the perfect animation, I'll be probably like, no, you must be overlooking something. There was a flicker. Right, the beak we're gonna replace anyway, so I'm not gonna put much effort in it now. Nice. Now all that is missing is lip sync.
Oh. Sag, ich bin nicht da. Oh. Sag. Oh. Sag, ich bin nicht da.
Let's maybe stretch the timing a little bit by putting some drawings on 4.
Sag.
This one.
Sag, ich bin nicht. Oh. Sag, ich bin nicht da.
Nice. Tell them I'm not here. That's the dialogue, that's what he's saying. Tell them I'm not here. Wonderful. Yeah, I think that's gonna be enough for today. One more time. Oh, tell them I'm not here. Nice. It is amazing how it does come together at the end. Like sometimes in the middle of the animation you're like, ugh, is this gonna be all worth it? But oh boy, it is. I like it. Okay. So I'm probably gonna do the lip sync off stream because it's German. This can sometimes be confusing. But it also should be relatively quick. And then we're gonna do a new shot, hopefully, probably next week. Yeah. Alright, if any of you want my input on anything that you are doing, please check out our group mentoring tier on Patreon. If you join in the group mentoring tier, you can bring your shot or whatever you're working on, character design, story idea, and we're gonna discuss it during the group mentoring call. There will be a professional mentor there giving you input. So if that is interesting to you, patreon.com/animatorisland. We didn't have a single subscriber during this live stream, during today's live stream, which is too bad because I have new stream overlays. Let me show you. I have this for YouTube subscribers. I have this for Twitch followers. And I have now, brand new, this for super chats. Where if somebody gets a super chat through the YouTube chat, I can read out their comment on stream, and it shows the amount of money they donated, stuff like this. So yeah, we have a cool stream overlays now. We are a professional streamer channel now. Yeah, I'm really excited. That is what took me so long animating this. Let's click on it again, shall we? Let's click on it. Let's do it again. And it has a trumpet. Is that cool? So yeah, I hope that is gonna be used in the future. And yeah. Maybe I should also one day do a tutorial how the stream overlays are done. Because it was pretty fun animating your own overlay stuff, and you know, with the software that I'm using, you can do really impressive overlays that are almost like TV-like or something like that. Siamvat asks, may I show you some of my character concepts on Facebook? Well, the problem is the chatbot is probably not gonna let you show links. You are on YouTube though. Can you send me a link to it? Maybe we have a moment for a quick look. If you want. Yeah, and then I really want to have a look at Isle of Dogs again. That was really impressive when we watched it the other night. Really strange how they do motion. See, maybe I can show a quick trailer. I don't want to get copyright struck though. Yeah, I still have to figure out if we could do like animation analysis on live streams, which I think would be really cool because everybody can keep their eyes open and be like, oh, I noticed something about this character, I noticed something over there, I noticed something in that second. I need to look up what the logistics are and what the danger is of the stream being shut down and stuff like that. Because, I mean, the analysis that I did about, what was it? Mitchells versus the Machines. That was a lot of fun. Like drawing over their animation. We found some really cool stuff in the animation of that. Mitchells versus the Machine. Wonderful, fun film on Netflix. I did an analysis where I was looking through it frame by frame and drew over it and stuff like that. I would like to do something like that on live streams. Yeah, maybe we just have to try it one day and see if we are taken down by the copyright gods. All right. Did you guys watch Luca, Thiago? Ah, that's a good question. I really wanted to see it. The trailer looks so intriguing. Very like a children's book quality. I do like the atmosphere that this trailer has. No, I haven't seen it yet. Have you seen it? What's your opinion on it? Animation analysis on stream would be amazing. Ah. Yeah, I'll look into that. I think what it will probably be, the live stream will probably be announced like a day or two before we do it. I'll be like, okay, next Friday we're gonna do an animation analysis of this or that. We're gonna do it live. Try to only show like a couple seconds at once, because I think as soon as you show like more than 15 seconds or something like this, then it can be copyright struck, and then there might not be a recording for it. But yeah, I will announce it so that we can do it together at least. Which it is not copyright infringement. It is citation. It is, we're doing a scientific analysis, you know, and that makes it okay because I'm using it for education. But you know, unfortunately, the YouTube algorithms there are not so finely tuned that they would know that. Is it possible to use different softwares while working on a project? Yeah, different softwares for the same project. For example, the Penguin I have as a Moho rig. I do a lot of it with him in Moho. with 2D puppet animation, but then there also will be frame by frame scenes like this one. I did that one frame by frame because of the hat. I really wanted to get like the contact right and the 3D-ness of the hat, and I felt like that would have been a little bit too much effort with the rig and manipulating, animating the vectors. So I switched software. I worked partly in Moho, and for this shot I worked in Harmony. You know, this might happen in your pipeline. You need to bridge these things a little bit. I think what really helps in this project that they are composited the same way in After Effects. They're gonna have the same light effects, the same shadow effects and stuff like that. So that's gonna help blend them together. There will be a difference visibly, but yeah. Thiago says, yes, I watched it, Luca. That was an amazing film. I can't stop talking random Italian phrases like Luca and Alberto. Oh, how nice. Yeah. Like, that was the feeling that I got from the trailer, too. That it has a very Italian, nice flair that is, what is the word? Gets you into the same mood. Yeah, unfortunately I canceled my Disney Plus, but maybe for 1 month I might get it. Do you have to pay extra on Disney Plus right now to watch Luca? I hated it for like the Disney film. Like, I mean, I know it's hard times, the cinemas are closed, but you are Disney. I already give you €7 every month. Show me your newest film. And, you know, I know there were people working hard on this, but, you know, it's not like the animators are paid super fairly. There's still people in suits making a lot more money with ideas like, hey, let's have people pay twice. Once for the free streaming service monthly, and once to watch that particular film. I don't know. It just feels so fishy. I don't want to support that. Yeah, Kishore's Dream Station, you asked something about... I saw it on YouTube. You asked something in a comment that got hidden. Posted a few animation videos. Yeah, Kishore, it's okay. You can email me too. Like, I really have to be careful with my time. Like, I love you guys. I like looking at your animation. I just have to pay attention. You know, I still need to make a living of this. But you know, if somebody really has a hard time, or you know, it's difficult in your country to buy premium mentoring, premium courses and stuff like this, just contact me. We will work something out. It's just, you know, sometimes I might react a little bit slow. Sometimes I might only do stuff on stream. And yeah, don't be mad if I say like not today or something like that, or we only do it next stream or something like this. I really have to conserve my energy sometimes, and it's nothing against you. I would like to help all you guys all the time, but you know, sometimes there's only so much I can do, unfortunately. Yeah. All right, so I think that's all we got. I have to watch the animation again. I have to see it again. Like that is one thing that I'm very guilty of. I'm noodling. I'm rewatching my animation again and again if I like how it turned out. And I do like how it turned out. I'm especially proud of the hat. Just look at the hat, how it has like a 3D-ish. Oh, so nice. I mean, I still see a lot of mistakes, like some motions are a bit too wonky and not soft enough, some are too soft. I probably should have been a little smarter with the spacings. I could have saved some in-betweens. I'm not sure that you see the eye roll as much as I want it to. Maybe I can slow it down here. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want to make sure that people see this one. Yeah. Yeah, playing around with the timing now. Oh no, I destroyed it. Let's just undo this real quick. Yeah, but there's still something to improve. Anyway, thank you all so much for following me on stream today, for the nice conversations that we had. I hope you're having a great day, and keep on animating. Get started with your own animations, and yeah, that's the best way to learn, to just animate. Yeah, and I hope to see you again on this channel on another live stream, and take care of yourself, and goodbye.